all race to the car, and the kids are buckling each other in, and my husband flies out of the drive. Hail is pouring, and the wind is blowing, and the sky is black, and Maria was worried about the horse, and I said, she'll be fine. We gotta go. And we're driving right into the storm. And I'm praying, Lord, please save us. Please protect my family. And Terry is flying down the road, and we get to his parents' house, and we all run out of the car and through the house into the storm shelter, close the door, and it's hot in there, and we're sweating, and our hearts are pounding, and there was 16 of us in that shelter, and we're just waiting, and it seemed like an eternity. And finally, my husband opens the door, and the sky is blue, and there's fluffy clouds, and the birds are chirping, and it's just so peaceful out. And then we hear all the sirens, and I said, oh, we need to go to our house and check on it. And so we drive to our house, and there's traffic everywhere, and we're taking a different route because there's so much traffic, and the closer we get, the more destruction there is. And my phone went off, or my husband's phone went off, and there was a message from our neighbor, oh, good, you weren't home, it was hit bad. And I'm like, what does that mean? What does he mean? His house? And we look across the field where we could usually see our house, and we couldn't see it. And I'm like, honey, where's our house? And I start to panic. And he reached over and touched my shoulder, and he said, honey, we're alive. We need to be praising the Lord that we're alive. And we get up our road, and our horse was standing in the road, and my daughter and I got out, and we ran to her. We were so happy, and she was there, and she was safe, and the neighbors and people were going, no, stop, don't come over here. And so I grabbed Maria, and I turned her around and took her back and hugged her, and we cried. And out of nowhere, there's a policeman. Are you okay, ma'am? And I'm like, yes, and we run to our house, and my husband meets me in the driveway, and he said, honey, it's a total loss. And I'm like, what do you mean? Can we fix it? I mean, there's still some there. And he said, no. And he grabbed me by the shoulders. He said, it's a total loss. And he hugged me. He's like, we prayed. Thank you, Lord. Our family is alive. And we looked around, and it was like nothing I've ever seen in my entire life. At that moment, it was like, we are now homeless with 10 children. I can't do this. And at some point, my husband said, honey, we gotta do it. No one's going to clean this mess up but us. And we got to work. And we started cleaning up the mess. And it took us weeks, months to clean it up. And yes, people came out and helped. And yes, God enabled us to do it. And He protected our family. And we got through it. And we did it. And we cleaned up the mess. And I think about that story when there's a mess now. And I go, you know what? We got through that. We can get through anything. There is nothing that we can't do without God's help. And God is there to help us. And God is here to help you. And if you're in a mess, you can clean it up. You're the only one that's going to do it. But God will help you do it. He will give you ways to do it. He will enable you if you let Him. If you get up, do the work, He will be there to help you. But you gotta get up and do something. You can't just sit there and wait for it to happen. He will give you things to help you. Here's your inspiration. Get up and do it. No one else is going to do it. You got to take action. And there's ways to do it. And there's resources. You just got to find them and you just got to do it. So get up and do it. Your life can be totally different in a year.